Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Voice is clear? Yes. Right. Are there any doubts in the lesson number 4? Doubts in the lesson number 4? Lesson number 4 doubts. So no doubts. Okay. Let us start a new lesson. That is human and colorful world, related to the same concept, light. Here, what we learned in the 4th lesson, right? Here, in your 4th lesson, we learned about lenses and its types. Then, especially we learned about behavior of light when it is propagated through lenses. That means simply after refraction. So here we got knowledge how they forms formation of a image especially, right? And we learned a type of image here is a real image and a virtual image. Real image and a virtual image. So here real image obtained on the screen, virtual image on the surface, right? So here simply we are using this knowledge in this lesson, right? Everyone clear about that 4th lesson? At least these concepts, what I wrote on the screen. If it is clear, everything is clear in the lesson number 5. Otherwise, somewhat difficult for you, right? So make sure. Okay, let us start human and colorful world here. So actually, it is 2 parts about human eye, and another topic is colorful world. For 21 and 22 batch, there is no information about colorful world. It is in the 30% of syllabus, right? Then only this human eye topics are there in a 70% of syllabus. So we'll discuss only about human eye in this lesson. So here, look at that introduction part of this lesson. So what are the actually topics we will discuss in the human eye, right? So in the human eye, we are going to discuss about a few parts. So here actually external view of human eye is this one, right? Internally we find many parts. External view of eye is this one. So in this topic, we will get topics like this. So what is the function of a human eye? Anybody know about the function of human eye? What is the function of human eye? Can anybody? No? So here the function of human eye is simply giving us sensation of vision, right? Giving us sensation of vision. So without that, you cannot see anything. Sensation of vision with the help of eye only, right? Many parts involved. The main reason is first receiving the light by your eyes, right? So sense organs involved in that are giving sensation of vision, right? So here you will get sensation of vision due to receiving of light by your eyes here from any object, not only from the luminous bodies, non-luminous bodies also giving you light. How, sir? Because of reflection. Because of what? Reflection. So here, without reflection, you cannot see anything. You cannot see anything. It is completely due to reflection of light from the objects, right? Then here look at structure of human eye. So here in the structure, what we'll learn about all the parts in the schematic diagram. We are explaining about all the parts of eye. Then here, how it identifies the color of the object. Okay, we are receiving the light. Light is combination of many colors because it has different wavelengths, different frequencies, right? And velocity also changes. Due to this reason, its properties, right? Characteristic properties changes, right? Like different properties are there. What here simply reflection, rectilinear propagation, refraction, interference, polarization, diffraction, scattering, right? So many properties are there. Among them, different properties of light will give you different effects, right? So here, at a time, we are able to observe many properties, not only one property. So many properties at a time. So in that, here how it can identify the color. So here, suppose if there is an object in front of your eye, whatever it may be the object in front of you, the same will be analyzed by your brain. How it can be happening actually? Due to the receptors present in your eye. What they are here, see here, these are called actually optic nerves, also said to be receptors, right? So here these we will learn. These are responsible for identifying the color and intensity of the light, right? So here due to this, simply you are able to identify the color. Then here, simply what are the terms related to the human eye? Because the terms are internal parts of your eye. The terms are what? Internal parts of your eye. They are performing the different activities in your eye, right? So here simply we have many internal parts like iris, pupil, right? Iris, pupil, optic nerves, screen, eye lens, aqueous humor, cornea, vitreous humor, black spot, many parts are there, right? So individually they are performing different activities. Then here we know defect of visions and their corrections. So what are defects? Simply here look at a normal people can see the surroundings like this, right? Normal people can see the surroundings like this. So here at a time, everything is visible clearly if you see the surroundings at somewhat distance here like this normally, right? Not focused on anything particularly, right? So here a defect person, right? Namely the defects are myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, color blindness, cataract, astigmatism, glaucoma, night blindness, so many are there. But in this, especially we are discussing based on the lens performance. The defects we are discussing based on the lens performance. Lens function or the duty of lens is formation of image. If it is unable to form the image properly, where that can form the image on the screen. If it is unable to form the image on the screen, that is only called as here defect, right? So here myopia is one of the defect of the person, right? Whoever it may be, right? So here that defect, people can see the surroundings like this. What the difference is for the normal people and the myopic vision? Simply here, see, a normal people can see far and near clearly at a time, right? By focusing only particular on the object near, you cannot see the surroundings, right? I am not focused at anywhere particularly. I'm just looking normally like this, right? Without focusing on any other. I can see normally eyes in the first figure. But normal, that myopic defective person, in his normal view also, he cannot see the far objects clearly. See, background is dull, blurred, right? Not clear. So this is the vision of a myopic eye, right? Then one more defect is that hypermetropia, right? Exactly, it is opposite symptoms to the myopia. Look at here. Near is blurred, but far is clear. Like this, he can see. Hypermetropia, myopia. Then one more defect is there, presbyopia. This defect person can see the surroundings, right? Not normally, near somewhat blurred, far also blurred, but in between them he can see somewhat clearly, right? Then what are the other defects? Here other defects of eye, right? Like a myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, etc. Right? So here that defective persons can see the surroundings. Defective persons can see the surroundings differently, right? Not like a normal people, right? So here what are the other defects means? Here the defects are depending on the function of their internal parts of the eye, like what ciliary muscles, right? Eye lens, then optic nerves performance. Based on them, they may get different defects. Not only this myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, they may get following defects also. What they are cataract, astigmatism, color blindness, glaucoma, night blindness, etc. Right? So here we are not discussing about these defects. Only we will discuss about the three defects here. Right? After learning this, we are learning about correction of this defect with the help of lenses. So what is that lens actually? We learned it in the 4th chapter. But here now we are learning about the strength of the lens, that we can express as power of lens, right? So these are the topics we are learning in this. See here, color blindness. Normal eye can receive all the colors, but the defective person, color blindness, they can see the colors differently comparing with normal eye. Right? Like this they can see. So different defects we learned already, right? Names by names. Here different defects are there, but in this lesson I will discuss mainly 3 defects and its correction, how to correct them, right? So these are the topics we are learning in this chapter. Then let us move to the introduction of the lesson. Basic points related to the human eye and colorful world. What are the basic points here? See here, what is the function of a lens in human eye? What is the function of lens in human eye? Can anybody? What does it for us? Lens. Is there any lens in our eye? If there, what is the type of lens? In your 9th class, you have one chapter in your biology, sense organs. Already you learned about internal parts of eye, right? One of the part is lens. What type of lens is there? It is a double convex lens, right? What is the function of lens? Simply it can form the image. It can form the image on the screen. So here you have a lens. That lens is receiving the light from the surroundings, right? this lens is forming the image on the screen. That screen connected with the nerves and sending the information as electromagnetic waves to the brain. So this is actually happening, right? So it can form the real image. It can form the real image. Then here, one more question. How does it help us to see objects at long distances and at shorter distances? As per your previous chapter, fourth lesson, refraction of lenses, light through the lenses. Here, if you change, right? If change in object to distance, what happens to the image distance? Image distance also changes. Image distance also changes here, right? Here, in front of your eye, you have object at somewhere or various distances. Suppose one object is here, another object is here. Object distances are different. If you focus your view on the different objects, for these, every time you are receiving the image on the screen, right? How it can be possible, right? Always how it can form the image on the screen, right? So here it helps us to see the long distances and short distances. It is because of formation of image on the retina, right? How it can be adjusted that image distance always same for various positions of object. Suppose in the fourth lesson, object is placed at center of curvature, image also obtained at center of curvature on the screen, right? If the object position is infinity, very far from you, infinity, image brought to the focal length, right? Image distance not fixed in case of lenses, but in case of eye lens, image distance is fixed. How it possible, right? Here image distance changing to always fixed distance. How it can change that fixed distance? It is because of changing the shape of eye lens. Then here look at how it is possible to get the image on the retina every time at same distance, right? Here that shape changed by the lens itself, it cannot change its shape. It completely depends on another called ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles are helping the lens to change the shape. By that, its focal length changes. When the focal length changes, automatically its image distance changes. So by changing the focal length of the lens carried by the ciliary muscles, Now here, are we able to see all objects in front of our eye clearly by healthy person? No defect. Without wearing the lenses, without using any external lens, normally, without anything. Can you see all the distances clearly in front of you? Anybody? Are you able to see everything in front of you clearly at any distance, near or far? No one? No one? Example, just take a textbook, keep it very near to your eyes, and see that. Is it possible? No possibility. We cannot see that, right? Always. So here, it depends on the range of vision. Beyond that or within that limit, inside. So we cannot see. Beyond that limit, range of vision, you cannot see. Simply, how do the lenses used in spectacles for correction of defect? By the formation of image, virtually or really. It helps us by forming the image virtually. So lenses are used in correction of defect to form the image onto the retina by the lens virtual image, right? that virtual image acts as object for the effect people. Okay, there its image will be brought onto the screen called retina, right? Then here, look at that defect is corrected. Maybe it is myopia, hypermetropia, or presbyopia using the external lenses. These type of defects are corrected by using external lenses. Now come to our topic, that is here simply activity 1, right? To find out least distance of distant vision. What is activity 1? Finding the least distance of distant vision, that which is given in your textbook, page number 81. Right? To conduct this activity, just you need to perform simple thing, just holding the textbook, right? Holding the textbook. So here, imagine as you, right? Just stand normally, holding the textbook in your hand. That holding of textbook by stretching your hand in front of you as much as. Just open your hand in front of you, holding the textbook as you see on the screen. Just keep it away from you. Focus especially on a particular text. It may be paragraph or maybe the word on the textbook. Focus your view. Then don't change your view. Fix on the particular text, printed information. Then what to do? Slowly bring the textbook near to you. Slowly. By focusing your view, especially on the particular information. Don't change your view. This is the condition. Right? Slowly bring the textbook near to you. So I'm moving the textbook. Okay. So here in this movement, what to do? Here you need to understand about your strain by your eyes. Okay. Then one more you need to observe that the text visible to you clearly or becoming blurred. Right? If the text becoming blurred, just stop moving your textbook. If your muscles are taking strain, stop the moving of textbook. Okay, two things are there. One is observing the text becoming blurred or visible clearly, and your eyes are feeling something strain, giving any strain to your muscles, like pain or getting tears like this. That type you can understand, right? So here I am starting moving the textbook near. So no strain, visible clearly. Okay, I can move somewhat. No strain. Okay, I can move it. Maybe I will get strain. Maybe it is becoming blurred, right? If I bring the textbook near to me, okay, further I brought. So here I am feeling something as strain and text becoming blurred. Then what to do in this case? Just I'll move the textbook away from somewhat, right? So here I'm feeling more strain at this distance. It is very close to me. In this case, the text becomes blur and that becomes strain on an eyes. So in this case, I'll move the textbook away from me. See here, I'm moving slowly away. So in this case, maybe strain gets relaxed, no strain, and the text maybe becomes clear. If not, move further, right? So just find out that particular distance where your eye cannot take any strain and the text is visible to you clearly. It is near to you, least distance, to see the text clearly without strain by your eyes, right? So look at what I did. I'm measuring that distance from the eye. I'm measuring that distance from the eye. What distance? Right? Minimum distance. At what minimum distance you are observing that text clearly? At what minimum distance you are observing that text clearly? That we can call it as least distance of distant vision. So without any strain, I am observing the text at a distance in front of me is 25 centimeters. So here It is the minimum distance. It is the minimum distance. So that minimum distance, here it is called as least distance of distinct vision. Least distance of distinct vision is to observe the object clearly without any strain. That minimum distance in front of our eyes is called as 25 centimeters. It is particularly for a healthy eye, not for all. And this is also an average value, not same for all. It is also an average value, right? Then here we defined, right? So least distance of distinct vision, we are able to define. We are able to conduct this activity in another way also. So how to conduct this in another way? Just look at here. I'm changing this activity into another method. Okay. Just I am taking a retard stand here to fix the textbook at various distances. Slowly, I'll move the textbook on the horizontal rod here. So I'm taking. Then fix yourself along the horizontal rod. So I'm going to fix myself to observe the textbook along the horizontal rod. Look at that, how to fix your view. Then what to do? Just take the help of your friend to bring the textbook near to you from far distance, right? So it is maybe 50 centimeters or 1 meter distance from you. From there, slowly move that book towards you. So here I can take a textbook. Then at certain distance, I used the textbook, right? At certain distance, I used that textbook. Then here, at this distance, my view is fixed on a particular content. Then asking my friend to bring the textbook close to me, slowly, right? In this case, I am responding to my friend. If it is visible, I thumb impression. If it is not visible, right, like this symbol. So here, I can give my response to my friend. It is visible. Okay. Then what he do? He will bring the textbook somewhat near to me. Okay. Again, he asked me, is it visible or not? Yes, visible. So like that, I can give my response where it cannot visible to me. Why? That book getting towards me, near to me, moving slowly. So here he can move continuously. Okay, visible, no response, visible, no response, visible, no response, somewhat near. So at this distance, I'm feeling something strange, not blurred, not clear, that text. So in this case, what I'm feeling, somewhat strange at this distance, right? So what to do in this case? You need to move away from. Suppose if you brought again somewhat inside, what happens? What happens? So here, if you get that textbook somewhat near to you, what happens? Your eye can take more strain here. It cannot visible to you, and your eye can take more strain here in this case. So you are able to see the text? No. And that eye, you are taking more strain by your eyes, right? So I'm moving the text away from me. That book moved away from me. Maybe it is visible or not. No, somewhat strain is there. So I can move somewhat away from me. This may be giving you clear visibility and also no strain on your eyes. This you need to observe in this activity. So here no strain and the text is visible clearly. Then you have to fix the textbook at this position. So fix it on the horizontal rod. Then ask your friend to measure the distance. Don't move your position. You fix your position at that place only. Then ask your friend to measure the distance between your eye and the textbook using the scale here. So I am measuring the distance. What I got here, I got that 25 centimeters between my eye and the textbook. So here at this minimum distance, I'm able to see the text on the book in front of eye without any strain, right? So this distance is called as least distance of distinct vision for a healthy person is 25 centimeters. So here, how to define this least distance of distant vision? So here, at what minimum distance you are able to see the object clearly without any strain by your eyes, right? That distance is called as least distance of distant vision, right? This distance is called as least distance of distant vision. Then this least distance of distant vision is varying from person to person. It is not fixed because the 25 centimeters also not fixed for LDI. It is also changes, right? It is also changes. Okay, so this is the reason to say it is an average value. It is an average value. Majority people have this value. That's why it is given as an average value 25 centimeters. Then here, what happens if that book observed by different age group people? Do they see that text clearly at same distance? No, it varies from person to person. If the age group below 10 years, people observe the same textbook at 25 centimeters and move somewhat inside, they can see that, right? Because they have flexible muscles, flexible muscles, and they can bear more strain, right? So they can see the textbook clearly at 7 to 8 centimeter distance, also very near. They can see that textbook very clearly at 7 to 8 centimeter distance also. At this position also, they can see that text on the book clearly. But it is by 10 years below people, the age group below 10 years. If it is by old age people, right? If it is by old age people, they cannot see the text like you or like a age group below 10 years. They can see the text away from them. If you move that, it may be 1 meter or more than 1 meter also. So we can generalize that as 1 to 2 meters, right? For the age group below 10 years, it is 7 to 8 centimeters. For the age group, old age, above 50, right? Or above 40, it is 1 to 2 meters. Remember that not occurs below 40 years age. It is above 40 years only. It just least distance of distant vision, distance increases for the age group above 40 years, right? So this is about least distance of distant vision. Now tell me, are you clear about this activity, how to conduct, how to find out this least distance of distant vision? Two methods I explained to find out least distance of distant vision. Whatever it may be the method. Is it confused you? Do you have any confusion in finding least distance of distant vision? Everyone. Right, clear to you, right? Then we have one more activity, that is angle of vision, right? That is angle of vision. I'll start in the next meeting. Join immediately.